Okay, yeah. What it do, people? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that R.O.D Podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junes, the NBIC. And today, man, listen, we're gonna dive straight into it. But before I start, man, let me put this out there, cause my daughter says she made this for me, and I don't be so-called supporting it. So look, okay, baby girl. So whenever you see it, look, daddy got it on. Okay? Let me fix it so it looks appropriate. Look, okay? Daddy got it on. Alright, cool. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal day, a phenomenal evening. My apologies coming on such a later time. I was gathering some content together, trying to put stuff together, also editing certain videos. I'm speaking of the FDA and the vaccines and stuff like that. I did not upload it on YouTube. If you want to see an in-depth breakdown of it, you will have to go to my Rumble. That will be in the description. You can tune in from there, watch it, subscribe to the Rumble. We trying to build a Rumble channel as well. We trying to put this platform all over the world. You understand? So for that type of information where there's no censoring, you can go on the Rumble and retrieve that. With that being said, let's talk about today's conversation. Today's conversation, of course, you know I gotta land back on this Hebrew stuff, right? So now I want to pose a question to you guys. And the question is quite simple. Is the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, belief, foundation, is it a nation? Is it a community? Is it a religion, or is it a flat-out cult? Why am I saying this? Ever since, now you guys know how YouTube operates. Whatever you watch, they continue to flood you with that same level of information, right? Just different people, but just expounding and talking about whatever you was watching. So something came on my screen where where a debate took place between James White and the leader of the GOCC. Now, those that know me knows that I used to be a part of the GOCC. Now, don't know how this got on my feed. I was driving and it started playing, and I took it upon myself to give it an air. I mean, like, what now? What am I doing? I'm driving, I'm on my way home, or I'm working, I don't know. And while I'm listening to it, I heard a lot of, you hear a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of interjections, and the teacher or the elder got schooled, got class, got, literally put into his right place, right? Got put it into place. And ever since that, I have been receiving a lot of this Hebrew stuff. And for me, I done turned the leaf. You know what I'm saying? I done turned that chapter of my life. Is just like, I already know, I already debunked it, I already proved you guys, I already showed you guys the books to purchase. I told you about William S. Crowley, Frank Cherry, Abba Givens. I gave you guys all of these, information for you guys to grasp on for yourself. But neither here, right? Lately, I just been receiving a lot of ex-members. A lot. I mean, a lot. And when I tell you the amount of information that's on the internet bashing these organizations, this Hebrew Israelite organization, and I had to do a live and ask a question like, yo, do you guys believe that this is a nation? This is a religion, or this is just a flat-out cult? And I'm not gonna give you guys my perspective because you guys already know where I stand with it. But I wanna bring forth to you guys a few testimonies. Now, I'm getting it off TikTok, right? Something is telling me that I need to bring a few ex-members on the show to allow them to give their testimony and allow them to say their experiences and also allow them to give their input or their opinions on, is this a religion, is this a nation, or this is just a flat out cult, right? That's gonna be the segue. So I'm gonna leave that open for anybody that's an ex-member or anybody that's a member and want to justify that, their beliefs within the Bible is literally according to God and the prophecies, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna leave the window open for you guys to come in. That sounds kind of spooky. I'm gonna leave the door open so you guys can come in and sit down and have a conversation. I'm gonna open my doors for you guys, right? Because I want you guys to prove everything that you guys are saying. Because again, it's just so much interjections and beliefs. And on this podcast, we want the facts. Facts is the only thing that's gonna set us free. And if the facts does not make sense, and if your resources is coming from outside sources, then whatever you saying is not valid. And when you realize that it's not valid, are you willing to get yourself out of this hypnosis and start really seeking righteousness? Because in reality, you guys are not seeking righteousness. You guys are just copying and paste of European philosophy and indoctrination that was given unto you because you are a slave. Okay? Now, granted, I understand. Let me just give a disclaimer before we go into these videos. I understand that a lot of you guys are just wanting to be somebody. You just want to be a part of something so you can feel more than what you've been feeling your entire life, which is a useless NIGGA. I understand that. And I feel for you because I was in your space too. But you must realize that your greatness and who you are can never be given to you by the enemy, and it will never be written in a book, okay? It will not be. Your ancestors, your orals, your traditions, you have to go down the rabbit hole. You have to go back to the areas where you was taken from. There is no documentations, absolutely no documentations that can show that you guys migrated from Israel to Africa, and from Africa you made it to the west side of the world. There is no documentations of it. And if there's no documentations of it, please don't fight yourself. Don't fight yourself and force yourself to believe that this is for real. What you have to do is take advantage of the obvious. The obvious is you was taken from Africa. It is genetically been proven. Psychologically, historically, however you want it, we know that we was taken from there. So the objective is to go back there and start asking questions. Put the religious nonsense aside. Put it aside. The Biblos is promoting and teaching religion. We're not religious. We are righteous. Okay? And righteousness can never be written by religious people. Let me say that again. Righteousness can never be written by religious people. Okay? That means that your true essence of who you are will only be understood through the word of mouth, through the communications and the connections to your fellow brothers and sisters that are in the land. Not everybody has been converted into Christianity. Not everybody is subjected to the ways of the colonizers. Not everybody. I just want you guys to realize that, okay? So, without further ado, we're gonna dive in, we're gonna watch some videos of some people giving their testimonies about this Hebrew Israelite movement. Okay? So without further ado, let me run this for you guys, all right? Let's run it. Hold on. Okay. And please let me know if you guys can hear it too. So when I play it, all right? When I play it, hold on. Let's start off with this one. Hold on, guys. My apologies. So she paused it. I don't know why, but I just want you guys to hear what she got to say, and we're gonna go on to the next one. Just stay tuned. Okay. She's not doing. She's just jabbling right now. Let's see. For those that don't know who Rabbi Matthews is, Rabbi Matthews is one of the pioneers into this Hebrew Israelite movement in America. Okay, I don't speak on him too much because he's not like the founder of it. He was the one that after these brothers died, he took the baton and ran with it and established his own. I believe, I'm not too sure. I believe that he, before IUIC, what it was as far as the biggest Israelite organization in America, I believe that his was at that time the biggest, if I'm not mistaken. But that's who he was. And of course, these are all Freemasons. I just want you guys to know that off the gate, every single old Israelite teachers, you could not be in those positions without being a Freemason. This is facts, okay? Just want to throw that out there. Again, like I try to tell you, the book that you guys are claiming to be about us wasn't written for us. It was written. Let me just give you a breakdown of what's really going on. Let me show you my face. I want to show you when I say this. Look, the Old Testament. Listen carefully. The Old Testament was created to allow the mercenaries and the missionaries and the Pope and all of these Roman European leaders. The Old Testament was the justification that they need. It was a self-conscious belief that they needed in order to feel comfortable to go into your land and sabotage your entire community. That's what the Old Testament was for, okay? The New Testament was given unto you to do what? To accept what happened in the Old Testament, okay? To then sit down and embrace being a servant, have looking forward for the kingdom to come. All of this, you can read half of these things in the Leopold letter. To be a servant, to be happy, to look forward for your kingdom to come down to you from heaven, knowing that before these people invaded your space, you had all the kingdoms, you guys was all these minerals, you guys had always sat on those things. These things are new to them. It's not new to us. It's new to them. You understand? So the Old Testament was the justification of murder, complete genocide of the black race. And the New Testament was given to the black race to accept the trials and tribulations, the tragedies, the genocide. Like I said, right? Religion is what? Was created to do what? To neutralize and civilize victims of war. Now, I know a lot of you guys it's hard for you to understand that. And I get it. You've been indoctrinated with something for 400 plus years. It's just not gonna turn off just like that. And only in the New Testament, you got those precepts put in line purposely by Paul to prevent you, or when you start having those thoughts in your mind, or them doubts, or them questionings and saying, wait, this don't make sense. These precepts are designed to keep you from ever rebelling. I got the books. Damn, the book is over there. But it's preventing you from rebelling, right? For you to rebel against the authority, the establishment, the power structure of the universe. The universe is run and governed by the guidelines of religion. This is facts, people. Just want you to know that. But he said what he had to say. Let us continue. My bad, guys. Hold on. You guys are not hearing this. Hold on. You guys are not hearing this? Put it in the chat if you guys can hear this. What happened to my screen? What's going on with my camera? Can you guys hear this? Are you able to hear what's being said? Because I don't see it playing. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Put it in the comments. Somebody, please. Put it in the comments. Before I continue.
Error in the Hebrew that Matthew has repeated. So basically, Matthew's bit off the damn book, right? That the Hebrews known for doing shit like that, biting off of something and using it for their own. The word at the bottom, ha-kak, meaning the power.
I know you guys could probably hear it now, so I'm gonna run it back. I want to play it from the beginning, and then play it from the beginning so you guys can hear.
What's up, everybody? It's Killer B, the doggone witch fighter general. You got a witch, I burn them up. Just look at y'all leader. Look at y'all Hebrew Israelite founder, Mr. Rabbi Matthews, practicing black magic. Putting that black magic on y'all. That's what got your heads all messed up, thinking y'all Israelite. Let me read this to y'all. Matthew's personal papers and the Sloanberg Library in New York includes 2 amulets of geometric design in Hebrew words borrowed in part from the 6th and 7th book of Moses. What's the 6th and 7th book of Moses? A book on witchcraft, how to perform black magic. These amulets offer a unparalleled, let me say this too, that book ain't written by no black people. That book was written in France by some white folk. These amulets offer a unparalleled view into the hidden transcript and the private settings where Rabbi Matthew performed the most secret, transformative rituals at the hidden heart of black Israelism. The square amulet in Matthew's personal papers was modified from second tablet of the Spirit of Fire found on page 16 of the 6th and 7th book of Moses. What makes the derivation of Matthew's diagram from the Lawrence diagram indisputable is the fact that de Lawrence had reproduced a calligraphic error in the Hebrew that Matthew has repeated. So basically, Matthew's bit off the damn book, right? That the Hebrews known for doing shit like that, biting off of something and using it for their own. The word at the bottom, ha-kak, meaning the power, has been miswritten. An errant vertical line closes the gap of the middle letters.
Let's go to the next one. Let's go to someone where they speak out.
Example of that, and of course with me, they technically did not kick me out. I left, but I cannot go and have a relationship with my mother. So technically, it's an excommunication without, going through that whole,
right
scenario.
You're not supposed to be in something that's going to tear your family apart. First of all, you know what I'm saying? And they try to isolate you from your family. If your family not in the truth, you shouldn't have any dealings with them.
And this is a fact. When I first joined such organization, and I'm not gonna say that they're harsh like what I've been hearing from these IUIC members, but we was told that we should separate ourselves from, those that's in the world, right? Be thee holy, for I am holy. That's the precept that was given unto us when we was inside of these organizations. And in reality, we did that. And for me, and I'm speaking, this is just my testimony. For me, I cut off my right-hand man. I cut off all my brothers, like literally all my brothers that we grew up off the stoop, playing basketball, bagging girls, selling, you know what I'm saying? I cut them off because I was told that, walking with the Most High, you're supposed to be separate. You're not supposed to be amongst that. And I really did that. And I did that with family members too. I stopped chilling with my mans. You know what I mean? I didn't go in certain areas. I mean, and to a degree, it was good because it kept me out of trouble. For those that know me personally, knows that I am the muscle, right? Meaning when we go in certain places, yeah, it's not gonna go down. Like, it's not gonna go down the way that you think it's gonna go down. You understand? So that it prevented me from going into certain spaces that I didn't need to be in, right? It gave me a reason to say no, right? But in reality, on the hindsight of it, just looking back, I had no choice but to separate myself. And then not only did I separate myself, I used to give other people the side eye. Like, yo, this person doing evil things, man. Oh yeah, that person gonna go to hell. Like, I used to really think like that, right? Even little things like I see somebody eating bacon, right? Shout out to my homegirl, man. She used to love eating bacon. I'd be like, yo, sis, you gotta stop eating that joint, man. That joint gonna send you straight to the pits of hell. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I was saying that and the fact that I was in that space, that came upon me when I joined these organizations. Prior to that, you know what I'm saying, we not thinking about stuff like that, bro. We just, you live your life. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't violating and, you know what I mean, you operating in love, what you put in your body, that's for you. But we learn that because we read in these scriptures. So yes, I can agree with that. You understand? So let us continue.
That's just totally wrong. How you going to draw them unless they hear the word? But even though the word that they were teaching was off, but I'm just saying, how they try to separate you from your family, and I think that's a big problem with that particular with these organizations.
Example of that,
I want somebody to give us a clean testimony. Do I gotta go on YouTube? Let me go on YouTube, man. Let's go on YouTube. I don't want to give too many. I don't want to be giving these guys clout, man. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like I got to do it. Man, let's play this sister. Let's play her shorts.
People be like, you believe Hebrew Israelites is a cult? And I do. Because it is a cult. It's a religious cult, period. There's no evidence. Descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are related to the Israelites of the Bible. So what Hebrew Israelites try to do is use Deuteronomy 28 as a DNA test.
And she's right. These brothers would take that and use it as a DNA test. Like, your DNA is based on a precept where it doesn't even say that you're going to be removed from Egypt. I mean, listen, let the sister talk. Let the sister talk.
Know who this is for. But Deuteronomy 28 is not a prophecy. But let's say it was a prophecy. Y'all still don't fulfill all these prophecies. Deuteronomy 28:52 says,
they will besiege you within all your gates until your high and fortified walls that you trust in come down throughout your land.
What walls were besieged? 28:68 says,
the Lord will take you back in ships to Egypt by a route that I said you would never see again. There you will sell yourselves to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you.
Last time I checked, African slaves weren't selling themselves. Folks were selling them. And people bought them. And when did we go back to Egypt? Because I got questions. Most Hebrew Israelites will tell you we was on literal ships, but we went back to metaphorical Egypt to be literally sold again. It don't make sense. People.
I mean, she's speaking the things that I've been saying for a very long time. See, but shorty right here, it's too long. I just want. I just want something simple. All right, see, I was at 17 minutes. We just gonna dib and dabble.
I absolutely love using BetterHelp. Therapy, in general, has changed my life.
I have been hesitant to make this video for 3 reasons. 1, because I made it before, and the last time I made it, the comment section was horrendous. And I should have expected it.
Again, and this is how you know that this is a cult. These are supposed to be individuals that is walking with the Most High. And I'm saying the Most High for their terms, because their God is not what we, the Bantus, the blacks, the Al-Kabulan people call on. We don't call on European ideologies and mystical stories. We don't do that. But the fact that these individuals are claiming a religion and upholding themselves as the upright, the righteous, the holy, and every single person, you don't know how many females that come on these joints is hiding their faces and gotta defend themselves and show you things and how wicked these dudes would be, talking about them, putting up image on them. They had dudes that was hacking females' social media pages and taking pictures, taking old lustful pictures, but when they was in the world, then they would put it up and say, you see, this is why she left, and this is why you shouldn't be dealing with her, and she's a harlot, she's this, she's that. And for my sisters, I really want my sisters to understand, don't you realize that the Biblos is doing more damage to you than good? When you read the Biblos, the women don't have no say. The women are the problems. The women are the harlots. The women are this, that. It's like so much goes against the women, and they just give you Proverbs 31 and expect you to follow this dialogue. And this dialogue is what you're supposed to stand on for your entire existence on this earth, right? And when you hear what these sisters are saying as far as the abuse, the mental, the verbal, they got women that was on here that was also exposing and expressing their physical abuse, that their men was putting their hands on them. This is coming from these so-called Hebrew Israelites, and these people that's coming out of this. These people are talking about how these people had high-ranking positions. So you lead by example. So when you see stuff like that, you hear stuff like that, you got to question. It's like, this is what we are forcing ourselves to be a part of? You understand? We left Christianity, we went into Islam. We left Islam to come into the Hebrew stuff. We're leaving the Hebrew stuff now. We're applying African culture within the Biblos, because the Biblos got particular locations that these people literally renamed. When your land was colonized, people, you gotta wake up. When your land was colonized, they colonized it and renamed it to fit their narrative. It was not there for you. I'm gonna give you an example. The place called Mambri. The place called Mambri was literally established in 1700-something. I forgot the name of the church. And they said, we're gonna call this place the land of Mambri. They did that. European powers. This is facts, people. And over time, 1700 to 2024, that's how many years? That's how many centuries? It's a lot. It's a lot can be reprogrammed, reconfigured. Just being here in Brooklyn, all these sky rises, they putting up new buildings. Me subconsciously don't even remember the old building that used to be there. And I've been here my entire life. So just imagine what 200 years can do to a group of people. Think about that, people. I really want you guys to think about that. You understand? I'm not here to take you away from your connection or your journey or your path to your creators, because you're supposed to be on that. We are both on that mission. We are both trying to find ourselves, find our identity. But our identity will never be given unto us by a book that was plagiarized, hijacked, corrupted, confused, interjected, insertions. These things are not beneficial for us. All it's doing is causing division. It's causing hatred. It's causing separation. We don't want to deal with this brother. We don't want to talk to that sister because she's on that. This is what religion is doing. And when you look at yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, well, here I am in this truth again, right? Here I am in this truth again, but yet the notions and the understanding is the same sit-still doctrine. Don't worry, Sunini got you. Don't worry, Yahweh Shai got you. It's the same doctrine. They're just changing the names, the image, and location. But the book is the writings of Lucifer and his children. And you cannot expect Lucifer to bring forth to you righteousness and say the devil can't change all things. What, are you dumb or are you dumb? That's the most foolish thing anybody could ever say. That's like a cop. That's like a cop that helped a black man and said, yeah, man, you know, they can't kill all the niggas. They can do whatever they want. They just choose not to. They can do whatever they want. They just choose not to. And that's what it is within the information and the knowledge that we are receiving. Remember, we are gathering intel from the things that they're giving us. We're not getting this from the land. We're not getting this from the people. There's a bunch of people in the land that does not know what the heck we're talking about when it comes to the Biblos. There's a bunch of people. And if something is our culture and our heritage, we don't need to get it from a book. The book does not justify who we are. And if the people in the land does not understand it, does not even recollect that, then by default, that means there's something going on. And we, as the outsiders, because that's what we are not in the land. We are the outsiders. We can't afford, and I repeat, we cannot afford, you understand, to be picking and choosing what we want to be real and what we want to be fake. We cannot afford that. Our job is to make it our objective to go back home. Shout out to my brothers that's already there. Shout out to my sisters that's already there. And shout out to the brothers and sisters that's leaving America, heading there and establishing things so brothers like myself can have an easy access back to the land at one piece. You understand? So I just wanted to just say that. Let us continue.
At the same time, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just telling my story. And so I was not expecting the mini war that took place in my comments. The second reason I've been hesitant to make this video is because I still have a lot of friends and family who are in the Black Hebrew Israelite. So I never want to come across as if I am shaming, looking down on, or condemning anybody. And I fear being misconstrued or offending people, honestly. And thirdly, I didn't want to make this video, or I've been hesitant to make this video, because I felt this weight of having to give this expose, if you will. We would normally chat about with our friends over some tea or coffee. If you subscribe to my channel, you are not subscribing because I'm super funny or charismatic or what have you. You're subscribing. If you don't know who the Black Hebrew Israelites are, my story starts, I'm not going to get into my whole testimony, but I came to faith when I was 14 years old, and by 16, I was driving myself to church alone, and by 18, I would say I had a pretty tight-knit Christian circle, but at the same time, and while it was eye-opening, there were some red flags that I won't get into, but there were a lot of red flags that caused me to really go into scripture and search the scriptures to understand what we're doing. Like, what do I actually believe? Like, what are we actually trying to do? I ended up praying for a mountain to go to where I could just read the word from. So to sum it all up, you can say that I joined the Black Hebrew Israelites because I was biblically illiterate. And I didn't know church history. I didn't know history.
Okay, see, this is another one. Let me see.
Guys, you already know what it is. It's great conversation, great wine. I know how much you like to drink.
So, I mean, we've kind of sort of elaborated a little bit of their idea of salvation, but what do they believe was accomplished on the cross when Christ went there? I mean, as Christians, we would have the answer for that, but in regards to defining terms.
Let me put that video up. This is it right here.
The Bible.
As you guys may know, he was a part of the organization that I was a part of. I believe I met the brother at Tabernacles. I'm not too sure. You know, it just be so much people, and when you're doing security and all that, you just see so many faces, you don't get a chance to pinpoint who is who. I believe so. I don't want to say, yeah, I met him and we chopped it up. It was definitely, if I did meet him, it was definitely in passing. If I seen him in something like Passover, it definitely was in passing. You know what I'm saying? It was never a full conversation, so I don't want to act like I know who these people are, but I'm just going to play just a little bit.
Is it hard to understand?
And the last time you were with us, you're kind of talking a little bit about, you know, just Hebrew Israelite theology and what they believe, but it's kind of through the lens of your story of how you came out of them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have just kind of like a primer, and there's time, maybe in future episodes, we can even go deeper into it, but we just want to have kind of like an apologetic and approach, like how do you actually talk to the Hebrew Israelites on the street? How do you engage with them? And what inspired me to do this episode is that you had done a Facebook post. You're part of Apologia Church, and you... All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cultish, Entering the Kingdom of the Cults. My name's Jeremiah Roberts. I'm one of the co-hosts here. I am joined, as always, by Andrew, the super sleuth of the show.
Guys. My bad.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to...
It's an actual one. As you can see, they said when he was... This sister, like, her testimony is phenomenal too, but they just too goddamn long. I'm not trying to be sitting here. Let's see what she gotta say.
What up, y'all? I'm not gonna be long before you today. At least, yeah. That's not what I'm trying to do. Forgive me because I'm a bit disturbed, because this is fresh. This is a fresh wound. And as we all know, I have been going through my healing journey. And like, you would think no more would happen right now, and I would get a break in life and be able to just go through my journey without more things happening to like test me. But unfortunately, that's not the way that life goes. So my balls have been tested. My heart has been tested. I think I did pretty good this time. So I had to cool off, because in the heat of the moment, I was pissed the f*** off. I was pissed. So I basically was sent to hell on yesterday. So first I was called, I'm getting off the trolley to go make a little quick stop before I cross back over here in Tijuana. I figure I'd get a couple little American treats, you know, some things you miss that you go without for a while. And so, you know, I'm gonna stop at the store right quick. I was already kind of debating if I had really wanted to stop, and I was gonna just wait and, you know, wait a little bit longer. But I got out. And then you got, you got your little purple man out here preaching. And the dude got me over. So they got the ones off to the side preaching. They got their little crowd of their own little people or whatever. And then you got your person off to the side who's trying to get people like me to come over to actually hear them, what they got to say. And how he got me interested, or, got my attention at least, is what he said, do you know what tribe you came from? Or do sister, do you know who you are? And, at least.
Now, again, we all know that the 12 Tribes chart is a counterfeit. It's not real. It was put together by Abba Gibbons, or you guys may call Father Gibbons, who is also one of the pioneers in the Hebrew Israelite One West here in New York City, where I'm from. When it came together, it was put together in the 1960s. I repeat, put together in the 1960s, because at that time, the Nation of Islam was catching momentum. And I said this yesterday, but I'm gonna say it again. The Nation of Islam was catching momentum. Then you had the Christians following, Dr. King. You understand? So a lot of people was on their spiritual journey, right? Then you got all the other people, the chemists and the Egyptian, the Egyptian pyramids, philosophers and teachers. So it was a lot going on here in New York. So what Abba Gibbons did was create the 12 Tribes chart, right? And use that to lure people in. And the OG, I don't know if he's still alive, but if he passed away, may the heavenly ones have mercy. When Abba Gibbons was preaching this, like, the 12 tribes is this, is that, la 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 la. One of him and the other brother said, come on, man, you know that's not true. Come on, Pops, you know that's not right. You know that's not true. He said, of course. He said, of course. But this is how you lure them in, okay? So I just want you guys to understand that this 12 Tribes chart was only used to lure you in. And the OG also said that after Abba Gibbons was dead and gone, the other churches carried that same notion and tradition, and this is what you get now. This is how they're able to get brothers and sisters. They'll say, you know what tribe you from? Yo, you look, man, you the Levites, that's the Haitians and the Puerto Ricans and this and that. And prior to Abba Gibbons coming out with this ideology, the Black Hebrew Israelites was only catered to African American men. This is facts. It was never catered to anybody but African American men. Okay? There was no Hispanics ever thought of. All of this Hispanic stuff is recent. You guys are just now getting an invite to this Luciferian party. You was never a thought factor, okay? I just want you guys to know that. This is no disrespect. This is not no violation. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? Okay, let us continue.
My attention or whatever, and I'm like, really wasn't trying to get into that and really wasn't trying to go there where I was like, not too sure about all this, but, I don't mind hearing people out. I have heard of these group of people before, and they have come to me before, but I have never heard of people like this. I have never heard it to this extent. I have never experienced it like that. And I'm the type of person, I don't classify my personal experiences with either a group of people, a race of people, or a certain religion, or a type of people. When it comes to the people, I don't be like, today, those same tactics is what they use on me. You got me over there on some clickbait. Then when I went over there, you wasn't talking about nothing about that. You told me, okay, man, we talking about this right now. You kept somebody else is reading out the Bible. Another guy was standing there next to me. You got on him, and he stood there. I could tell he had been standing there listening to y'all for a minute. So you got into his business and you asked him about do he got a girlfriend? Are they married? Why they not married? When he was gonna marry her, and he like, in time, whatever, I'm not ready, whatever. And then you tell him he is going to hell for that. You come to me. Oh, let me tell y'all what I'm going to hell for, because he put me in hell yesterday. He put me there. He did. He did. He spoke to y'all. I was in hell for about a good hour, maybe 2, because I was pissed the hell off because of where this man had placed me. Yes, he placed me in hell. That's why y'all little purple people can't talk to me no more, because that was so sad, especially to see my black men, who I thought you was about to talk about the tribe and raise up the black woman. You know, already as a black woman, we go through, especially a black woman, we go through the most disrespect ever in life. Every single day we get no.
I know this is off topic, but I just want to say, the reason why black women get the most disrespect is because black women disrespect themselves more than any other race of women on the face of this earth. Okay? And then the sad thing is, today's black women don't want no correction. Doesn't matter who it's coming from. Black women don't want corrections from their mothers, their fathers, don't want absolutely no type of correction. And because of that, that's the reason why, you understand? That's the reason why you women, black women, beautiful skinned women is going through what y'all going through. It's because you do not accept correction. And I'm not talking about no biblical correction. I'm just talking about just common sense corrections. For example, baby girl, why are you wearing these poom shorts? You know, when you dress like that, you're going to attract the wolves. You're not going to attract a king. You're not going to attract a prince. You're not going to attract a man that's going to love you for you. You're going to attract the wolves that want to devour and eat your body up. You understand? And when a sister heard that, it's like they're being controlled. Who you think you are? I ain't trying to hear that. I'm free to do whatever, etc., etc. And it's stuff like that. Why, you know, women like herself will say, we are the most disrespected. You're the most disrespected because you are disrespecting yourself, hon. Our beautiful skinned women are disrespecting themselves. You was given the most gorgeous body, the most gorgeous skin, and you're using that in a lustful manner to get so-called across or get what you want or get through life. But the only thing that's coming out of that is a battered, shattered, heartbroken woman, because that's what you're going to receive at the end. Just wanted to say that. Let us continue.
Love, and then for y'all to be calling me over there, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, my brothers, I get to get a little time with my brothers. You know, I live over here in Mexico, ain't so many brothers, and we doing a brotherly, lovely thing today. But it wasn't none of that. It wasn't no love. He pointed the finger at me, read in the Bible, loud and clear, on his microphone with his videotape and his little video man, whatever the hell that's gonna be videotape. I hope y'all see my face of what the fuck is this bullshit. So anyways, as I'm standing there, he reading in the Bible where he said, and you, like, he just going down the line pointing out our sins. So my sin was that, well, in the Bible he read that women shouldn't be wearing men's clothes and men shouldn't be wearing women's clothes. And he was like, ma'am, so what do you have on right now? And I said, pants. So he said that I am going to hell. Motherfucker.
Now, let's correct that. For one, nobody knows the actual clothing men and women was wearing back in the days. Nobody knows. That outfit that these dudes be wearing, we wasn't wearing that. Okay? It don't even have flavor with it. And we damn sure ain't looking like no samurai warriors, looking like Power Rangers. We all know that came through Europe and their ideologies. And the Freemason, because you see the pyramid, the triangle in between their legs. That's the Masonic order. Let's get that clear. For two, we're living in modern times, right? Meaning, there are different type of jeans. They got pants for women, they got pants for men. You cannot tell the slaves to dress a certain particular way when the slaves don't have any governance or rulership power here in America. A bunch of black people can say, hey, we're not wearing this. She could go to work tomorrow and her job can tell her, because I know jobs that does this, hey, you can't wear this type of outfit. We need you to wear jeans and closed-toe shoes and sneakers because of the line of work that you're doing. What you think she's supposed to do? Say, no, I'm not gonna wear that because it goes against. No, doesn't work that way, sweetheart. Doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, bro. But to say that this person is going to hell for that, this is the extreme things that people are starting to realize and starting to see. And these are the things that people are saying, you know what? This is a dub. I'm good. I ain't subjecting to this. You guys think that you are gathering brothers and sisters. For every soul that you bring in, you're losing 10, 15, or even 20. And then those souls that you bring in, it's only a matter of time when they say, yeah, we off this too. A lot of people is walking away. The whole purpose of me showing you guys this video was to show you that a lot of people is walking away. A lot of people is denouncing religion. Like I told you before, this Hebrew Israel elite illiterates movement is the final movement upon black people. Okay? We started off in Christianity, brothers and sisters migrated into Islam or the Nation of Islam or the 5%ers, brothers migrated to that. See, the prophecies and what was being fed from that was a myth and wasn't true. So now brothers and sisters came along into this Hebrew stuff, okay? Brothers and sisters came along into this Hebrew stuff. And now brothers and sisters is realizing that this is a myth and this is not true. And yes, you're going to get those that's going to go back into the Christianity world because now they got a better biblical understanding. So now it's going to be easy for them to accept and understand Jesus according to the Bible in their re-entry into the Christian faith, okay? You're going to have those. Then you're going to have the other ones that's going to say, nope, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this, and I'm damn sure ain't going to follow that. And these are the individuals that's going to do two things. Two things is going to end up happening to those individuals. Those individuals are going to end up becoming atheists, full-fledged non-believers, or these brothers and sisters are going to seek their spirituality side. They're going to go to connect, uplift their soul and connect their soul to the soil of where they was taken from, which is Africa. This is what you're seeing. This is why you see people like Ron Dalton going into Africa, preaching that the Africans are the descendants of the Hebrew Israelites, knowing damn well that there's no information, nothing. His ideologies and his studies is literally just copying and pasting. And he just rise to fame by discrediting these Europeans and using so-called DNA testings. Say, look, man, this, that, which this man still hasn't given his DNA samples to the world to see. Because if you are saying if you are saying that Africa is the land of the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, that we originate there, then your DNA must also match the land. And if it doesn't, then who are you? You see, he's not doing that because you got to know who these people are. Okay? Now, all Bantu is a Bantu. Now all Kingfo is a Kingfo. Okay? Just letting that be known. Let us continue. We're going to conclude. After this, we're going to conclude.
The fuck did you call?
Pardon the profanity too, guys.
On my ankle. But I was highly pissed. Because I was highly pissed. But I thank God that I'm going through this time right now where I have separated myself from idiots so I can really, truly know myself. Not know what a dumb motherfucker gonna come tap me on the shoulder and try to tell me who I am.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to this. Maybe I could find something on TikTok because this is crazy.
I will never.
So I recently saw a post on TikTok where...
Say it with me. I will never stay. Not ever again. You know.
And so, in addition to my disclaimer, it's just that this is not for, well, not this, but the movement is not for those who are not stable in their faith. The women who are just coming into the walk, who want to know more, who want to learn more.
Most of the stories that we know is a European story. We are talking our story. If I tell you I'm an Israelite, you don't have to challenge me. I know who I am. I don't need someone from somewhere to come and tell me I'm Arab, I'm this, I'm that. Yes, who are you? That's the point. You don't know who you are. That's why you are confused and you are saying I'm a Muslim, I'm this, I'm practicing that. That's foreign influence. That's got nothing to do with you. So no one can be an Israelite because you have to be born Israelite.
So are the Israelites the only ones that are saved? Or?
I'm not talking about salvation. I'm talking about tribe.
I mean, what does it come down to?
This is the contradiction. He says that nobody can tell you that you are a Muslim, but who told you that you was an Israelite? Who told you? Because your mother didn't do that. Your father didn't do it. Your grandparents didn't do it. So who told you that? Somebody told you that. It wasn't God. So the word of God is the green light, because what you see in the Biblos, so imagine the person seeing that in the Quran. You see the contradiction? This is what I be talking about. And he's saying a religion. Bro, the Hebrew Israelite is a religion, bro. It's a religion. It's an organized religion sector of Christianity that capitalize of ignorant black people that don't know nothing about the Bible, that don't know who they are, that, of course, that's like 90% of black people. So you capitalize off that and you pitch it good. You will give you give a little bit of what the Christians do, saying Jesus died for your sins, right? Then you're gonna give a little fear and says, look, man, you gotta get right, man. You see what's going on in the world, man. And then you give them a conclusion, and then you tell them salvation is for you, man. The kingdom soon come. The kingdom of God soon come. Don't you want to be next to the Savior when he comes? This is how you get them. How am I able to tell you this? Because I taught this. I know exactly what's being done and being said. So when I say the things that I'm saying it from experience aspect. I'm not saying it from the outside looking. I was in the inside looking out. Now I'm in the outside looking in. I came from both directions. And I was pretty good at it as well. I'm not going to act like I was the greatest. And I'm glad I wasn't the greatest. I'm glad that, I didn't allow the word of God according to overtake my consciousness, because I was heading down that path where I was becoming very judge among our fellow brothers, my fellow comrades, a fellow people that's going through their trials and tribulations. Now, let this be known. Yes, you gain this information. And baby girl Jones itching my hand. You gain this information. It gives you a better sense of morality. You become more moral and civil, right? Certain things you're just not gonna do no more, right? It makes you look at yourself and say, treat those the way you want to be treated, right? So, for example, I don't agree with, with cheating and doing the things that we as black people was told it was known to do. Man, you got this shorty, you got two shorties on the side, no. So I learned you're not supposed to do that, because what would happen if a man did that to your daughter and she's hurting and she's crying and she's emotional? What you gonna do? You're gonna go check the man? Before you go check the man, you must first check yourself. So this is what the word has done. And I would never take that away. But the foundation of it all is literally a copy and paste of the Luciferian satanic foundation that comes with religion. Okay?
There is nothing according.
Honestly, I'm glad y'all got out, and more people need to talk about our community. And I have a love-hate relationship with the Israelite community, because these are my people. You know, I love them. I still follow people from the community to this day. They follow me and stuff like that. But a lot of people got to be more real about how y'all really tear women down. How it just gets ridiculous. Like, we are tired of seeing this. I'm tired of seeing how, first of all, in that community, I got told that I wasn't worth nothing as a woman. I just need to lay on my back and have my man's kids. You know, being taught false doctrine, like.
And that's what I was bringing forth earlier. That when you read the Biblos, when you read it, and I'm talking about reading it, there's no room for women to grow. It's only in a space of servitude. There's no room for a woman to grow. It's like a woman does not carry a position. So why would God, and we go into the terms according to the Bible, why would God create women if they was just literally gonna be mistreated and just used for sex? It's not what it was. The creators created a woman to be a helpmate, right? To help. So how helping is not in a space of just, yes, daddy, would you like me to do this? How helping can be, all right, this is too much going on. Honey, you take this part, you take this end of the stick, I take that end of the stick, right? That's helping. They don't promote that within these organizations. I know. I was in the facility. I was in the class. I taught that. I told women, you have to be submissive. You got to do this. And you got to be quiet. And no. A woman should never be quiet if she's being abused. A woman should never be quiet if she's being taken advantage of. A woman shouldn't be quiet if she's being neglected. Remember, she is the weaker vessel. So that means she do need extra loving, care, and affection. And some of us don't know how to produce extra care and affection. But when she presents herself and say, I need you to do something, just do it. That's how I move. I am not the most affectionate and this and that. And, you know, me and my Wiz had a whole conversation about that today. Like, yo, honey, I don't do that. But if you tell me, yo, honey, I need you to do this for me. Yo, honey, I need you to get that. Yo, honey, I need you to watch Lil Mans for a little bit. I'm going to do that because you asked, and my job is to help you. Just like if I need something, I'm not going to expect you to know that I'm in pain. I'm going to tell you I'm in pain. And as my helper, you're going to help me resolve this pain. You understand? That's how it goes. Let us continue.
Sex is marriage. Like, the Most High doesn't respect order and doing things in decency and in order, as if a dowry isn't necessary. People want to take it all the way back to the homeland, but don't want to talk about how you're supposed to pay a dowry. You're supposed to talk to her father. You're supposed to do stuff like that, but y'all want to say, oh, if you lay down with her, then you're just married. Shut up. The men just love being in a situation where you don't have to be held accountable for a woman. You don't want.
And that's what comes with these organizations. There's no accountability, okay? It's a high level of respect of person, okay? It's a respect of person organization. I know, I experienced it. And as for me, just being the man that I am, took her to the condo pronto. I don't subject to, you know, being a sacrificial lamb. I don't sacrifice myself for anybody or anything. I sacrifice myself for these facts, right? But I'm not gonna sacrifice myself for an organization that's not gonna be beneficial for me long term. And now look, to fast forward to 2024, how much people that I would have sacrificed myself for is walking away. Yeah, let us continue.
Be accountable to her as her husband, but you want to lay down with her and you want her to have your children.
Thank you.
Be for real. And the men like to do things in secret, like I said, because that helps them avoid accountability. You don't have to truly do right by this woman. You don't have to truly do what you're supposed to do as a husband. And they make it all about the men. The men in the Israelite community are gods, and the women are nothing, and we should just serve them. And that's it. Like, Listen, I'm just so glad to be out of that community. It's a cult. And people get pissed off at me for saying this. One of my most viewed videos I get so much hate on to this day is when I expose them for being a cult. If people don't agree with their way of thinking, whatever sect or denomination is really what they are, they try to go against the Christian church, hard body, but you end up looking just like them, bro. Y'all practice these different denominations that y'all call camps. Y'all go around, and every camp has a different doctrine for the most part. It's like y'all are in confusion, and y'all want to talk so bad about the Christian church, but y'all can even agree on Bible. And then the biggest thing of them all that really turned me off from them was y'all don't have the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah. You don't have the spirit of the living God. Y'all sit there and you're fruitless. There's no.
Let me just throw that out there. They do have the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh. The Ruach HaKodesh is a demonic spirit that comes from the Kabbalah. When you know about the Kabbalah, you're gonna know where the Kodash, the Ruach HaKodesh comes from. Again, Hebrew. All of this Hebrew talk is not of our DNA. It does not sit with us. And as you can see, because these people are calling on the Ruach HaKodesh and calling on Yahushai and Yahushua and Yahoo, cool, do, and nothing but more poo-poo, okay? Because these brothers is calling on that, you see the aftermath. These brothers become deranged. They become crazy. They become lunatics. They become idlers. They start idolizing their teachers. They start idolizing themselves. They start becoming too prideful. They don't know nothing about being humble. They don't know, they can't handle criticism. They can't handle the facts. They already got it in their minds to believe that whatever I'm saying is the facts and whatever you're saying is the lie. Even in what you're saying, there's no proof. But when I say, but what you're saying, where's the proof? Their run to is, it's in the Bible and the word of God. It's always over man. But the word of God was written by man and was rewritten, reprinted 15, 20, even 30 times before you even got a copy. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna let her play and then we're gonna conclude.
Good fruit. It's nothing but rotten fruit. The men in the Israelite community and the women. Don't get me started on the women. That's another video for another day. Honestly, I'm glad.
Okay. We're gonna conclude, but you know, I just wanted to give you guys just a little understanding of this Hebrew stuff, and yeah, the question remains: do you guys believe it to be an organization, a nation, or just a flat-out cult? And like I told you before, my opinions and how I feel, I'm gonna just keep that. But what their teachings is completely off. It's off. It's false. There's no truth behind it because there's no truth in this world. Okay? The Bible does not present truth because the Bible is the orchestrator or the manual for the lies that has overtaken the world. The Quran, the Biblos, the Hindu writings, all of these things are just stories put together by the handlers to give to the niggas, to keep the niggas from ever putting their hands on the trigger. That's all I'm saying. But again, the rise of the Bantus won't be televised, people. It's time for us to wake up and realize what's going on. It's time for us to wake up and realize who we are. It's time for us to wake up and realize that we are all we got. And our connection and getting back together with each other will never be from the very exact tool that was used to divide each other, okay? The Biblos is not 100% facts. It is 80% lies, 20% truth. I repeat, 80% lies, 20% truth. The truth, if it was 80% truth and 20% lies, it would have been, your Savior would not have said, he that got eyes to see, let him see, ears to hear, let him hear. It's because it's 80% lies and 20% truth. It's hard. It's gonna be a hard. You really gotta have the creators. You gotta have Mama Love. You gotta call on those names, those heavenly substance, your ancestors. The reason why I gotta say ancestors, because I know names like Abram, even that's not of us. In fact, in Ghana, or is it Nigeria? In Ghana, the word Abram, the name Abram stands for outsiders. I just want you guys to just pay attention to that. The name Abram stands for outsiders. See, like I said, my job is going down the rabbit hole and doing homework, studies, not just listening to what's being presented and taking it as factuals. I want to know everything. I want to know everything. We should desire all type of information because we have been lied to. We have been, our identity has been stolen. Let me not even say stolen. Our identity has been stripped right from under us. And let me give a shout out to all the generals and the soldiers and the warriors out in Africa right now doing their dues. The Ibrahim and whatever that land is, I forgot. And, you know, the ones that's in the Ivory, all of the brothers that's really Mali doing their numbers, man. Shout out to you. And shout out to the ones that's in South Africa, you know, demanding, you know, liberation and freedom and separation. Shout out to you guys. These are the people that I'm supporting. These are the people that I'm riding with. These are the people that I'm going to be putting on the platform moving forward, because I know that at the end of the day, I come from the Holy Land, which is Africa, El Kabulan, the only land filled with milk and honey, the only land. I know I come from there, and I want my land back, and we gonna get it back by any means necessary, okay? If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we got to stay on that grind. That means time for us to go get yours, because I'm going to go get mine. And if I said this once, I'm going to say it again. I am him, Junes, the NBIC, representing that R.O.D. All glory goes to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the creators. One half of the creators say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all.